on COCA, if there are people interested in, how can I say, interested in my coverage of NXC, next gen, you know, like it's usually a stock where I have a various different point of view, and that are not necessarily appreciated by a certain type of. Is this even live right now? Not sure if I'm live or what. Is it working? It's always like that when I go live. I never know. Okay, yes. So it appears that I'm live. And so NXC Next Gen is always the stock where people get very emotional on COCA. You know, some people were became millionaires and pretty much went bankrupt on my top call. So I got a lot of bullying. A lot of people were telling me I had no clue where and how to trade. I almost got even death threats like over that stock. So next gen, very emotional because, and people, I just call bullshit. Basically what the story is about the bullying is I call bullshit on the pump job that was happening on next gen over and over with time, and people were telling people to buy at $4, people were telling buy at $3, people were telling buy at $2, and then people were telling buy at $1. While it was going down, I predicted, I don't quite remember what my prediction was, but it was like 75 cents, if not 60 cents. We can actually go on the website and trying to look for, you know, my last call. Just trying to find that. Who called the bottom at 80 cents? I shared that on October 18th. Sub 1, prophecy is getting real. On March 18th, I said that. So, you know, if we go back, you know, I think I can find, you know, anyhow, I had all these very complex charts that I shared, and people were just bashing me over and over and over. So anyways, if there's anyone out there that is interested by this topic, right now there's nobody in the stream, so seems like there's not much of interest here. YouTube Studio, I'll go check here if there's something. No, you can see stats. So anyways, so let's look at next gen. So next gen, what's up next gen? All right, this is an old chart that I drew. Everything I'm gonna show right now is charts that haven't been updated in a while. This is the chart that it was referring to that I showed you a little bit. You know, like earlier that you saw in the screenshots of COCA. Why I was referencing to 80 cents, it was because of this gap here that was in 2016 that I spotted. And then when that filled and didn't quite like have any support, I was like, okay, well, this blue line should be support. So my call was 65 cents. You know, I was off by 20%, so not a biggie. Versus people that were telling to buy like at 2 and 3, you know, and saying people were getting rich and people were just getting poorer and poorer and poorer. So, and I never bought in the down run. So anyway, so where are we standing right now? is here. And this is no chart that I drew in March as the rise started. And where are we standing right now? We're just going to extend the trend line right here. So we're pretty much have a trend line that it's going to kill this buzz. This is just a huge spike. And so this is ginger and honey, new thing I just discovered recently. So it's actually not too bad. Just like throw a bit of ginger and some honey, and it does the job. So all right, so that's the daily chart. We obviously have a cycle here that is entering. Look at this. This chart is just precise. Now it's going to realign. We're pretty much, this thing is pretty much signaling a top right here. We're sort of bouncing off the 6 EMA, and then parabolic SAR is getting very excessively close. So I would be cautious. RSI is getting a little bit overbought. MACD is starting to curl down. MACD is trailing indicator. But let's look at the 4-hour chart. Maybe we have a better idea of what's going on here. Oh, this is where the bulls are gonna hate me on NXE. And look at that. What is this? This is a rounding top, my friend. And it means the stock will start to break. Anybody with a little bit of backcountry skiing experiences will know that a round top, like usually like this, is where the cracks are starting to form in the snow, and avalanche like gets triggered right there with just enough pressure. Avalanche starts. So now the selling should start. Well, is about to start. We see on the 4-hour chart, you know, we got MACD sell. So looking pretty bad here on the 4-hour chart, meaning on the daily chart looking pretty bad as well. Sell-off is just about to start. So anyways, okay, so here's the old weekly chart that I drew way back. I don't quite remember when. You know, like this is an old chart. You see all my cycles. All my cycles are pretty precise. Next cycles enter July. July 2021. Usually this stock has a tendency to pop in around July, August, from what I remember, when it was popping around here, July started run type of thing. So anyways, old trend line, again, old trend lines, people tell me all the time, like trend lines, they don't really matter. Well, guess what, folks? I'm not quite sure about that, but let's just put this in blue, and in blue, really the breakout started when this line broke up. It broke down the down, it broke up from the down channel and started to move. Sure, my prediction from the bottom of the triangle was not quite right, but you know, this trend line is most likely going to kill the rally. Here we have resistance. Let me just draw support, 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 and then comes resistance, and support becomes resistance, so it means that this is resistance right here. and this is resistance. So this trend line will become resistance, and meaning like this should be red, permanently red. Also note that the RSI is starting to be overheated. Um, you know, on the weekly chart, what we could look for is also we could add this resistance line just about here. So we're very near the top. So if it pops, like could go to, you know, would I risk right here? In all honesty, adding, or you know, you got a 13%, maybe 26%. Is it time to buy? Most likely not. Um, what I would look for is more of an entry point, which right now I don't quite know where it would be. Um, you know, maybe here, 270 starts to make sense. 240, and then everything that is below. Um, you know, but let's look at the monthly chart, see what it looks like. So monthly chart, we have this big pitchfork that is happening, and again, that's the trend line that I was projecting my weekly chart, and that trend line is obviously acting as resistance. We're not in the RSI is not in the overbought sector for the monthly chart just yet, but we do see a resistance here. So I wouldn't be surprised if it just rolls down based on the weekly chart. And we're out of the Bollinger Band, so it's time to, um, you know, either stretch the band even further or just go back in. My guess, it's going back in, but I could be wrong at this point. Let me just do. I'm pretty much the only one on this channel right here, but I just wanted to cover this stock because I know it's very loved. And but what's positive on this side here is the 6 EMA just golden cross with the 50 SMA and the 10 SMA golden cross with the 20. So assuming that there's enough support, you know, here, and if not, like there's support here, and so yeah, that's my coverage for. I mean, nice gains, 50%, like on the monthly chart. So if you're long, you're most likely happy. What I like about the quarterly chart, again, quarterly chart was, when I called the top, was overbought on the RSI. Now RSI is just about to go back in overbought territory. What we see here is we got parabolic SAR that signal a buy on the quarterly chart, but that's for long-term investors. In all honesty, I don't know exactly where the SAR popped, and you can actually see that money is actually starting to flow out, which is very interesting. On a run, that money is actually flowing out, not in. So yeah, so I mean, like to me, it seems clear that we're overbought at this point. If there's support, I would go add this trend line, these two trend lines, and my buy zone would be somewhere here. Yeah, my buy zone would be somewhere around here. So this coverage of NXT, I don't know. I don't even have any friends out here that are interested um, on the NXT coverage, free coverage. But anyways, that was fun. That was entertaining. That was my Christmas gift to everyone. Hopefully, 2021 will be better. We're looking for less of this shitty lockdown stuff so we can go back outside and start to play hockey on the ice just like regular Canadians. Anyway, so this is it. All right, have a great time, folks. Happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.